Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? Well,
good morning, everyone. So we're gonna hang on for just a few minutes. Can you guys see the screen that's shared as well? Just to make sure everything is working correctly before we start. Awesome. So it looks like you guys can see the screen well. Okay.
We're gonna wait still 1 or 2 minutes before starting. All right, Karina, I propose that we start. It's 2 minutes after the hour.
Sure. So welcome everyone to today's POWELL 365 webinar. Today we're going to be talking all about how to modernize your intranet into the digital workplace that all of your employees are dreaming of. Just to do a quick introduction, what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to go over the evolution of the intranet, so where it started as a sole intranet and how it's evolved into the digital workplace that employees expect to have today. We're going to give you a short demo of the POWELL 365 digital workplace solution, as well as the POWELL Manager designer behind all of our POWELL sites, to kind of show you how you can evolve your intranet with POWELL 365. After that, we're going to go over a few ROIs to really show you how effective our tool is. And finally, we're going to conclude with a short Q&A session. So please do hold your questions till the end. Well, actually, there's a questions box on the side. You can send through your questions at any time. Just note that we'll be answering them more towards the end of the webinar. And finally, I just want to introduce our presenters. I'm here with Antoine. He's our sales lead in the United States zone. And my name's Karina. I'm here from a marketing perspective to kind of walk you guys through our demo today. That being said, I'm going to hand it over to Antoine to tell us a little bit more about the evolution of the intranet.
Yes, again, good morning or good afternoon, everybody, depending on where you're located. So I would like to introduce POWELL 365 with a couple of slides. And this first slide summarizes how we want to position POWELL 365. We really want to cover all the aspects of an intranet, starting from the traditional intranet that is going to cover all what relates to news, to policy management, to corporate directories, and so on. But also we want to cover all what relates to the collaborative space with project workspaces, with workflows, and so on. And now we are talking about digital workplace when we integrate solutions that are multi-device, that can be personalized based on the role of each employee in the organization. And also a digital workplace should integrate tools that enable a more spontaneous collaboration with an enterprise social network, with instant messaging that enable people to collaborate on the fly, and also, of course, with the integration of third-party solution that enable to provide a single pane of glass to get access to the different applications that an employee would need. And really with POWELL 365, we want to cover all these aspects, all what relates to communications, collaborations, and connections to third-party solution, connection also through a search, which you will see is very powerful with POWELL 365. So really, these are the three pillars that we want to cover: communications, collaboration, and connection, with a tool that is multi-device, that you can get access to from your mobile phone or from a laptop, and with a tool that you can personalize based on your role in the company. This means that you will have an experience that is based on each persona and each role in an organization. And what you will see through the demo, first we are going to show you the POWELL sites. This is the experience for the end users, where the end users are going to collaborate, to communicate. These POWELL sites, they are based on SharePoint, SharePoint Online or SharePoint on-premise. They are based on the Office 365 suite, and they have been designed with a tool called POWELL Manager. So the IT department or your partners are going to create this digital workplace, to design this digital workplace with POWELL Manager, and then deploy it either in the cloud on Office 365 SharePoint Online or on-premise on SharePoint on-premise. And they're going to deploy it to create POWELL sites where the end users have this collaborative and communication experience. And that is what we are going to demo. So on one side, we have POWELL Manager. It is a tool to design and deploy the solution. On the other side, we have POWELL sites. This is really the environment where the end users are working. So what we offer, this is not a simple intranet in a box, like there are many actually on the market. It's really a tool to help each organization build their digital workplace with the specificities of the organization, and also with the capacity to evolve this digital workplace over time. Okay, so we want really to highlight that today a digital workplace, it cannot be a static solution that is not going to evolve over 3 years and that's going to be replaced in 3 to 5 years. No, it is an environment that has to evolve based on the evolution of each organization. So now I'm going to hand over to Karina, who is going to do a demo of what I just talked about.
Sure. So we're just going to exit the presentation and jump into our first example of what a POWELL site can look like. Essentially, what we offer you is to build your very own digital workplace solution on top of Office 365 and SharePoint. You can see here that we are definitely connected to Office 365. You have access to your waffle if you want to use it. You can also hide it. So that's, again, a user experience option. From there, it's completely branded to my company. So I have my company logo. I also have, first thing is my search. So we can search through several different layers of the portals. That could be sites, documents, images. It could even be people or employees. You also have a qualified search where it offers you options. So just by typing in 3 letters, it's already asking me what am I looking for, and where is that relevant to me. From there, of course, we do have these few widgets on the right. First is your recent activities. So with a click of the button, I can see everything that's been going on my portal. My favorites, so this is essentially all of your apps or categories or pages that I frequent, and I've just kind of created a quick access to them there. We do offer the option for international companies or any company who would like to have a Bing Translate option, so you can translate your portal directly into any language. And then, of course, we do offer a content management tool. So content management is actually depending on your rights as an end user, and it also depends on where you are in your portal. So for example, here I've got a whole bunch of shortcuts, content, and option to create a new site within SharePoint, but that's my rights as an end user. Not all end users would have this in their managed content area. From there, we can just run over real quick the top board here. We've got your homepage where we are now, my board, which we'll look at in a few minutes, departments, so all the different departments that are available within this intranet, different communities that are used within this enterprise, and then tools. So this would be things that employees usually have or look for within their intranet. Just to talk about the homepage really quick, everything you see on this homepage has kind of been in line with communication. So here we've got company news at the very top. This is completely interactive in the sense where you can, of course, like, comment, share, see how many people have viewed your articles, and so on and so forth. If I scroll down a little bit further, we can, of course, filter this news information even further with department news, and kind of giving you an even more interesting experience. Me as an end user, I can filtrate which departments I actually prefer via the preference option. Next to that, you have your quick access. These are all things that we feel in our kind of fictional enterprise here, our employees need to have easy access to. If we scroll down even further, you've kind of got more different kinds of communication coming through in several different ways. So whether it's sales information coming through with images, or if it's bottom-up communication, doing an employee poll, or just events coming from our company Outlook. And finally, you have Office 365 video that's completely integrated within the portal. So from there, essentially what you can do is you can like, comment, and share via Yammer that's actually integrated into the solution here. Again, completely interactive and all together in one place. But say if we wanted to jump more towards something like productivity oriented, we can go to my dashboard. So this would be what a dashboard could look like for your company. We've kind of taken it to have the different time zones at the top. For an international company, this can be a really interesting widget. We also have the user profile just underneath that. So here you can see I am Linda Wave. You can even check out my profile or make any edits to my profile that I would like as an end user. Just below that, you have all of the things that we feel our employees open immediately as soon as they open their computer. So of course, that's my emails, my next events, and my tasks for the day. My emails and my next events, these are actually Outlook coming through in a new way. And it's completely integrated in the sense where you can, of course, send a new email or look through your messages, or even add a new event or see what events are going on for you today or this week. And then, of course, my tasks. This is actually Microsoft Planner coming through, latest feature. From here, I can see everything that I'm working on, what's in progress, what's late, what's finished, all from within my dashboard. I don't have to go into the Planner tool itself. Scroll down a little bit further, we have my groups. So my groups can be a really interesting way to kind of help employees interact and collaborate together. So for example, I'm a part of the marketing team. I have access to my marketing group where I can see all the different people who are part of that group, all the different conversations that are happening, news, important events, recent activities that are all involved with these groups to kind of keep employees up to date and collaborating together specifically for that type of group. Below that, we have discussions, and discussions is actually the enterprise social network Yammer coming through. So with Yammer, you can actually share an update, make an announcement, praise an employee via this global news feed. From here, you can also simply add a photo, add a document, add a file. You can tag people, notify people, and so on and so forth via your post. You can also keep it even more interactive where you like, comment, share, add images and things to other people's comments, all available on your global feed. Just next to that, you have my documents and popular documents. This is actually Delve coming through in a new way, kind of filtered for our employees to kind of make it easier for them. Here it filters out all of my recent documents as an end user that I've been using or updating recently. Under popular documents, these are all the documents that my coworkers have recently updated or been using. So for example, if I'm doing a project with Jim Sand, I can see here he's actually recently updated this document that is a part of one of the projects we're working on together. So instant access for that. The idea is to not really look for information, but to just kind of have it there provided immediately for the end user. We can actually go, we can go a little bit further and check out a few different departments, because as you see here, All of these pages are completely different, and they have a different look and feel. They have a different layout, and they're associated for different end users. So here, this is a department page that's completely devoted to communication. Immediately, you can see that there's still company news that's coming through here, but it's coming through in a different way. This is a slider that we can see flips through a few different articles, so it's a new view. Also, if I scroll down a little bit further, you can see events and Office 3 video that come through in a completely new way than you saw on the homepage. That's because it's completely customizable, our tool. You can change how your widgets come through, you can change how they appear, whether that's circular or square, the colors, and so on and so forth. We also have other communication widgets like the RSS feed that you guys can see on the right here, that's an option, as well as different social media or external tools like, for example, Facebook, Twitter, or even a media gallery if you're interested to have employees kind of, depending on what your role is, you can comment, like, share, poll images or videos for a company. Another page that I just wanted to show you guys really quickly would be our HR page, because HR is a really important part of the intranet. Us at POWELL 365, sometimes we do create portals completely devoted and only for HR. So this is something that can be really interesting to look at for you guys. At the top, you can see we have all these different kind of widgets or apps coming through, even leave requests, which could be kind of like a workflow that's possibility to have in your department page. You also have news that's filtered. That means that you only see the department news for HR that appears here. Just like other information like job opportunities or introducing new employees, all of that is kind of HR oriented. And then the discussions feed, this is again Yammer, however, this time it's filtered. So you can only see what's going on in HR, not the global feed or other departments. If we scroll down a little bit further, you also have recent documents coming through, and that's specifically for HR to kind of push and promote documents that everybody needs to have access to easily. And again, everything's completely different than every other page because it's completely customizable. You can update, change, and mix things up as you like, as you feel would be good for your employees. In order to do that, what we use is a tool called POWELL Manager that Antoine mentioned before. So within POWELL Manager, you can kind of design your portal in any way, shape, or form, whether that's with your SharePoint templates, whether that's branding. If you want to build in your own custom components or even build out your own mobile app associated with your portal, that's all possible within the POWELL Manager tool. First thing that you can do is very simply create your layout. We use this completely WYSIWYG easy, user-friendly tool where you simply drag and drop your, excuse me, you drag and drop your layouts into your own kind of site design, how you would like your layouts to appear on your pages. So here we've got a whole bunch of different layouts that are available, but you can also very simply create your own. What's really great about POWELL Manager is you can choose your web template type. So as of today, we completely implement all of the SharePoint Modern experience, so you can make a publishing site, a modern team site, or a communication site, all from within POWELL 365. From there, you simply add a section, whether it's a column or 2 columns or 3 columns. You select what you want and you drag it and place it where you want it within your layout. So you basically completely build out your own layout without any kind of coding or any kind of custom CSS needed here. So from there, you can save your layout, and after you have your overall layout, you can go one step further in the design and kind of build out your sites. So within your sites, we give you the option to use any one of the POWELL templates. We've got over 80 different templates available to you that you can very easily copy and use. Or you can, of course, build your very own template. Let's jump into an example just to show you guys. So for your, if you wanted to add in some widgets into your department homepage, so you can see here, this is the page layout that I've created. And then a little bit further down, I've got all of the different widgets that's been added into my layout. To add a widget, all you have to do is click Add a Widget. And from there, you have a selection from all of the different widgets available within POWELL Manager. So this could be custom apps that you've previously uploaded into the tool. These can be Powell 365 apps that we've created and provided because we saw a need for our clients. These can be Office 365 features, connectors, so anything within the Office 365 feed or outside tools like, for example, social media, Instagram, Facebook, and so on. And finally, of course, all of your regular, well-known SharePoint widgets are available. So we'll take, for example, Facebook, and we'll add in whatever kind of pre-configurations that we'd like and simply drop it into our layout here. So say I decide that I want Facebook, I just don't want it here. All I have to do is click and drag and drop it into another section of my portal. You can also very simply remove tools or widgets rather from anywhere within your layout with a click of a button. After you've kind of designed your layout, designed what you want within your layout, so you can take it one step further and go into your navigation. So if you'd like to create your own navigation, that's definitely possible within POWELL 365. You can build it out in several different ways. I'll just give you, let's look at one example here. Again, drag and drop system, whether you add a new node or just move around your nodes, it's completely just you drag and drop it and place it where you like, and you kind of build out your navigation from there. Once your navigation is done, you can move on to everybody's favorite part, which would, of course, be your branding and your theming and really putting your company brand to your intranet. The whole idea is to make it as compelling as possible, to make it as engaging for your employees. So we do offer several different options to do any kind of branding, whether that's adding different colors to your portal and making it in line with your company brand or theme. You can even go into, like I mentioned earlier, changing things from square to circular, adding fonts, adding logos, and so on and so forth. And then, of course, we do give you the option here to do a custom CSS. This is not necessary at all, but we do give the option to our clients because some people like having multiple options. From there, you can, of course, either build out custom components or go through custom components and finally build out your very own app associated with your portal if you like. But once you've kind of hit all of these steps and you're happy with what you've created, you can very simply deploy your site collections. Excuse me. One thing that's very important to note here is that we do implement the latest Office 365 and SharePoint site designs feature. I'm not going to go into detail with that because I'm not the best person to show you it, but I'm going to just kind of go through a few of the site collection options. So sorry, excuse me. So from here, we can kind of see your global settings. And if we check out your site collection structure, you can see all of the different site collections that's been created for your portal. And then from here, it's very simple to deploy your site collections and kind of put them up and out there and have a portal that looks just like one of the pages we looked at earlier, completely customized to your company, to your employee needs, and a completely interactive user face and in line with each kind of employee position or
persona.
Thank you, persona. So I'm going to hand it back to Antoine to kind of talk a little bit more about ROI of a tool like this.
Thank you, Karina. Thank you for this dense presentation, a compact presentation of both POWELL Sites and the main features of POWELL Manager. As you have seen, so with POWELL Manager, you can really design and address all the aspects of creating a digital workplace. And it means that it can really change the way you manage projects in order to implement such a solution, because you don't need elaborate wireframes, you don't need detailed specifications. With POWELL Manager, you can really stop having this tunnel effect. You can start very quickly to build your own portal, and then you can run iterative workshops with key users in order to create an environment that fits their needs. And really, you can go live very fast, and after that, evolve over time. Because once again, we consider that today, a digital workplace, it is not something that can be static. It's really something that needs to evolve based on the needs of the end users. And that is why, so this slide summarizes the key functional benefits compared to using SharePoint out of the box. And you can see there are many key features that we offer and that will clearly accelerate the time in order to implement such a digital workplace, and also that will significantly reduce the cost. And that is the same with POWELL Manager. On this slide, and we are going into, I won't go into the details of each of these features. We are going to send you the slides. But what you can see here, this is a comparison of how do we work with POWELL Manager versus how do we work with the SharePoint out of the box. With SharePoint out of the box, this would be a lot of PowerShell script, a lot of HTML, CSS, and custom code. With POWELL Manager, all that is drag and drop and configuration that is needed to implement such a digital workplace. And that is why, so based on some key projects that we have done, we can very easily show that the time to market can be divided by 3 to 10 with POWELL Manager, and the cost in order to implement such a digital workplace can be divided by 2 to 3. So we clearly have, and this kind of ROI has been calculated on projects for 1,000 users, for 10,000 users. We have a broad variety of projects that confirm this statement. Okay. So now, what I would like actually to wrap up this presentation by talking about how many customers we have, what is our install base. So right now we have a little bit more than 100 customers through Europe and the United States, which represents around 400,000 users. We work with a network of partners who are partners specialized on the Office 365 SharePoint suite. And with these partners, so we sell and we implement POWELL 365. We have been over the past year, in 2017, we have been recognized by a couple of independent consulting companies, especially Clearbox Consulting issues every year a report that is really a reference in terms of intranet solutions. And we are the only solution that has been awarded 2 times in the Clearbox report. Also, LECO in Europe, it's another consulting company that has recognized all the value that POWELL 365 can provide. And we also work with Gartner, and they have mentioned POWELL 365 as a key tool in order to drive Office 365 workload adoption. So here actually you have the logos of a couple of our customers in the US like Shire Pharmaceuticals, Quest Diagnostics, NetSmart, customers also in Europe like WebHelp, like Lacoste, like L'Occitane, and so on. Most of these, so some of these customers, sorry, are local, but many of them are global and have deployed POWELL 365 across different continents. So that is pretty much it, and actually it's 29 past the hour, so we are very much on time.
Yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, don't hesitate to check out our website or follow us on any kind of our social media, whether that's Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, or you can check out some of our other videos on YouTube. At this time, what I'd like to do is just kind of open up the floor to a few quick questions before we sign off on the webinar. So I'm going to go through the ones that kind of have already been submitted, but please feel free to send some in now. If we don't get to your question, you do have Antoine's contact as well as our technical lead. You guys can send them an email and they'll answer any one of your questions at any time. So I have one question here. Is there a web part for teamwork?
Yeah, but it seems to be that after that we have responded, because it's about templates, branding, Excel dashboard, web part, teamwork. So I think that we demoed POWELL Manager and how in POWELL Manager you can really design this digital workplace, how you can brand it, how you can add custom components, create your mobile app, and then build your site collection that you are going to deploy on your Office 365 tenant. I see actually another questions about the pricing. So how actually is POWELL 365 priced? We are priced per user per month with an average price of $1 per user per month for 1,500 users. So this can be actually a reference point. And it includes all support on our standard features and also all evolution. So we think that we have a very competitive pricing model, and that is also why we can prove such a return on investment.
So we have a few more questions here.
Sure. Yeah, so a question, are there ways to get approval workflows on intranet news article? Yes, absolutely. You have actually the possibility. If I go, for example, on news, so here I'm going to click on the HR news, and so I will see the list of all my SharePoint news. And if I click on the Manage Content button, you can actually, you're going to see the list of all the documents and all the news that have been created, either by yourself or by your colleagues. And then so you can actually filter by version, by status, and you can trigger workflows based on the status or the version of the news. So do we give users the ability to build? I think that the design of the digital workplace has to be reserved to power users. Okay, so these are actually all the end users, the users who look at the information. Okay, so we need to get access to the information, or we need to contribute by creating content. They go exclusively on POWELL sites. Only the designer of the workplace go to POWELL Manager. Yes, permissions. Yes, so actually the permissions are completely based on AD groups. All the authentication is based on Azure Active Directory, and so we use the SharePoint authorization groups in order to give access to the different users to the different part of the intranet.
Okay, so thank you guys so much for your questions. At this time, we're gonna bring the webinar to a close. If you have any other questions, I do invite you to send us either Antoine an email or contact us on our website, www.powell-365.com. And thank you so much for everybody tuning in today, and hopefully we see you next month at our next webinar.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.